welcome back to Let's Talk Ray Bradbury. If you've not subscribed to our channel yet, please do. Alright, so today I'm going to talk about another Ray Bradbury tale called The Visitor, which appeared in his 1951 collection, The Illustrated Man. The story is about a man named Saul Williams who has a disease called the blood rust. Sounds a little bit like black lung, but it's rusty. He and many other men have been exiled from Earth to a sort of quarantine zone on Mars. Their biggest problem there is just simply boredom, because it is a wasteland. There is no conversation to keep them busy, no intellectuals, basically nothing to do, and no way in hell that they'll ever get to go back home and see the things that they love. Saul, he's hopeless completely, but he still lacks the strength to kill himself. So instead, he often sleeps his days away, dreaming about his boyhood home in Illinois, as well as one of his favorite places, New York City and its Central Park. One day, a man named Leonard Mark, who is much younger than the average patient there on Mars, he shows up. And it turns out that he has a strange mental power, which allows him to make your imagination come to life and show you the places that you want to see. He shows Saul his boyhood home in Illinois and the brook that he used to swim in, as well as Central Park and New York City, where he loves to be. He's instantly amazed by this ability and goes from, I want to be your friend, to I want to own you because I don't want anyone else to have access to your ability. I should have it all the time. So he knocks him out and drags him away to a mountain cave there on Mars. Soon he gets tracked down by a mob of others who have seen his power from a distance, and they start fighting over him. So he turns their vision from a cave into the New York City skyline, and there, while they're fighting, young Leonard gets shot accidentally, and the vision that he was showing them falls away, and they basically find themselves back in the wasteland of Mars, again with no hope, and basically back in the same situation they started from. It's an interesting story. One of the unique things to me is the fact that here today, where Mars is something to aspire to, in this version of the future, Mars is actually more or less a penal colony. It's a quarantine zone. It's a place where you send the sick and the dying to get them off of Earth. It's really a unique, sort of bleak way of looking at things. You know, for us, Mars is something to aspire to and not something to be afraid of. Another interesting aspect of the story is basically what hopelessness does. When you put men in a despairing situation where they are constantly bothered by boredom, they will do bad things basically to pass the time, as well as to get away from this sort of situation. I think that's very important to remember in our day-to-day society now, because, you know, why do people do bad things? Well, they do it out of desperation. And when you take away people's hope, that is when bad behavior sort of takes place for a lot of people. And I think we should be more humane when we think about this, because people get twisted by their circumstances. And that certainly was the case here. These men were feeling that they had no other choice. They became irrational, they became desperate, and a good person who would have given them his gift willingly, instead has to suffer from their crimes, which they were sort of driven to. So, yeah guys, pretty good story. Not fully fulfilling, I would say. I think it would have been a better tale a little bit longer, but as it is, it's okay. Not one of Bradbury's best, but also not among his worst. He often packs a lot of really interesting messages into a deceptively simple and short sort of footprint, and that is what he did here today with The Visitor. Alright guys, have you read The Visitor? What did you think? Give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe. We'll be back soon with a review of his story, The Man. That'll be the next story coming up here on Let's Talk, as we continue to work our way through a collection of 100 Bradbury stories. So until next time, see ya.